We have to decide on the thumbnail. Who is who? Which one
that
are
thumbnail,
you?
man. GNU Nirvana. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Nirvana. Any plans on going back from Emacs to Neovim?
Brother. I broke my back when I was 20 years old. I was snowboarding in the mountains. I fell off a cliff. I actually was paralyzed from the waist down. I had like $1,000 ergonomic chair, like a Herman Miller embody chair.
I had one of those.
Those things are garbage. It's garbage.
Sold it.
It's terrible for you.
I sold it. It's garbage. Yep.
I landed on 2 years ago the Chalkify.
All of these Moonlander kids, Gravity kids, Kinesis kids, and what's the other huge one that looks like a stone? They don't know it yet, but they are going to go down to 34 keys.
So like my first two fingers, I think are like 185 milliseconds. And then my other two fingers are like 220.
There, look at the difference in height.
First of all, 80 keys is way too many.
Yeah,
so
80 keys is way too many.
In and of itself.
Yeah, that's
in and
just
of itself,
disqualified already. That's for beginners. That's for babies. Like a ThinkPad, trackpad, to be honest. You know, it's decent.
So garbage.
Said, is that a Canadian thing? Said, but that's just on the advanced editor Neovim. I don't think Emacs, which is an archaic. New generations were like Crystal, we're like snowflakes, right? So we need soft keys.
Everybody has ADHD, but it's self-imposed by the use of and by social media use too, right? Like, so essentially nobody has an attention span anymore. So everybody thinks they have ADHD.
And it's really popular and it's cool to have ADHD, it seems, right? Marijuana is natural. It doesn't man, that was it's a really powerful drug. People don't like it when you call it a drug because it comes from nature, it comes from God, right? But I did it a lot. I abused it for many years and it destroys you.
Oh, I honestly want to throw my phone in the river. Like I actually, like I'm definitely at that point where I think I've had this conversation with people in IRC. It's just like,
I uninstalled a YouTube app, actually. This is not good for my audience. Chat, don't do this. You install the app and you watch my videos and you watch Josh's videos, okay? How many super chats have I received in the last 2 hours? Guess, 0. So we try to limit the unlimited, right? Something that creates the universe, which is infinite. We don't even know if the universe is infinite or not. So we try to limit it into human thinking, right? We try to give it a form, a shape, and we try to condition it. We think we understand God. We don't understand the universe. This podcast has been moved to its separate channel. Just go and search for linkarzu-podcast in YouTube. If you like the podcast and would like to support it, go and donate at ko-fi.com/linkarzu. Hey, Josh. Hey, how's it going?
Doing pretty well, man. It's been a minute.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute since we hopped on stream.
Yeah. I don't do these episodes too often now. I used to do, I don't know, like 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4 a month. But I just got tired and I'm doing one.
Dude, you do, like, when you do a stream, you do a stream. So I can see how it could be tiring, to say the least.
So I'm doing one every month, every 2 months, something like that. So yeah, but good to have you back, man. We've been planning this for quite some time now, right?
Yeah, like 6 months. Then I had a kid be born and then we pushed it back another, and you know, life, man.
Yeah, life gets in the way, right?
It does.
How old is your kid, the new one?
He is 7 weeks almost now.
Oh man.
So yeah.
How has it been?
Bringing back some memories. It's been good, actually. The baby's not the hard part. It's the toddler. That's the hard part.
How old is what is it, brother, sister?
Sister, 3.5. So, yo, another Nix OS user. Yeah, we're going to get into that maybe.
Nix OS. What happened to your Nix setup, by the way, Josh?
Dude, I had a drive failure this week.
No. It's Nix. Nix is the problem, right?
Yeah, so, exactly. It's just Nix. Nix is the problem. So
do you still recommend Nix or no?
Not the 6-year-old drive that was SSD. You know what SSDs are, right? There's no warning. It's just done. Dead. right? So yeah, that happened to me this week. I mean, I still recommend Nix. I think Nix OS is a good distribution. However, I'm trying out the Guix on this machine, and this is actually streaming from Guix. So this is a big step for me. So.
Oh, that's the thing, that there was a guy in my Discord that used to say Guix, and I was like, what is this guy talking about? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
What is that? Is that like a distro or something, or what?
Oh, brother.
What?
It's like Nix OS, but Emacs. So like you take the declarative nature of Nix OS, and then you throw in Guile scheme instead of the Nix language, and you essentially have like the embodiment of the Lisp machine in 2026. It's the coolest thing ever. I think it's actually like, I will say, I think I'm done distro hopping. I'm done.
That's actually one of the topics that I have here. Let me show you my screen. And for chat, if they're wondering what we're going to be covering today, these are the topics that we'll go over. We will try to go over, because 2 hours, I don't know, this is planned for like around 2 hours, right? Less than 2 hours.
Around that.
So if we have time, we're going to cover all of these. We have to decide on the thumbnail. Who is who? Which one are you?
Man. Unbelievable.
Who is who? Which one are you? You have to choose one.
I've actually never seen the movie. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Me neither. I just watched a couple scenes. Now, chat, depending on how old chat is, they probably know that this is related to a movie. If they're young, they have no idea. What did you think when you saw the thumbnail? And what did your wife say?
I showed it to my wife.
Yeah.
Dude, I showed it to my wife, and she just she burst out laughing. Like, nothing makes her laugh that easily, but like she was like full on.
But did she get it right away?
Oh, 100%. We're of that generation, man.
Oh, yeah.
So we know the movie.
My wife too. She was like, what are you doing, man? But
what are you doing?
Yeah. Something that I want to talk about as well is that the podcast that I have moved to another channel, because I have all of that mixed on the same, on the main channel. But now I have another channel called linkarzu-podcast. Is that? Yeah, that's the way it's called. So this live stream is going to stay on the main channel. The video is going to become members only after the live stream ends. And there's the Linux user is going to come, oh, he puts the content behind the paywall, because that's not it. I'm just letting you guys know that it's going to become available on the new channel once I edit the video. Okay. So
nice. So you'll have it on 2 channels. You'll have it on your podcast channel, and then your regular channel. Regular channel will be sponsors.
Yeah, members only. And on the on the podcast channel, it's just going to be public for everyone, but after I edit it. Okay, so next week someday, what topics do you want to touch on first? Distro hopping, you mentioned that. We're already talking about, how do you say it? Weeks, whatever, Guix? How do you say it?
I say geeks, like a geek.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I just say geeks, but it could be Guix as well. I don't know what the actual official pronunciation of it is, but it's like I said, it's kind of like Nix OS and Emacs had a child, and you have the better language of Lisp, Guile scheme being the dialect of Lisp, and that's what you use to configure. Because the issue with Nix OS is Nix as a language is only used for Nix. There's like no real usability outside of Nix for the Nix language.
Mm-hmm.
So Guile scheme is like, it's Lisp, right? So like Lisp is just this language that you can use it's a general purpose language, right? So it's, to me, you take Emacs as it obviously configured in Lisp. You have Guix, which is your OS layer, obviously configured in Lisp now. And then in the future, they're going to have the kernel, down to the kernel, configurable in Lisp as well. So that's a few years out, but I may not be a Linux user sometime in the future.
So this is not Linux then?
It is. It uses the Linux Libre kernel to begin with, which is a bit of a controversial decision. It's a GNU idea in that they want to have completely free and open source software. So they don't support like Wi-Fi drivers or GPUs. So you have to use a channel called the non-Guix channel. You add it into your configuration, and that gives you your ability to use your Wi-Fi drivers, your GNU Linux.
GNU Linux.
Yes, exactly.
You have to pronounce GNU, right? You cannot say nu.
Yeah.
Can you say nu? No?
No, the G is not silent, I believe, because it's GNU is not Linux, is what actually GNU stands for. So,
okay.
Yeah. GNU/Linux. Sorry, there, Sneak. So effectively, you're going to have Lisp up and down the stack. In the 70s, there was something that was called the Lisp machine, and that was the entire machine was configurable in Lisp. You had, just look at the comments here, you have Lisp up and down the stack, and you're able to just like build a computer based on a Lisp stack. And that means that you have at runtime, you can run that Lisp code, and it just runs. Like there's no compile, there's no nothing. So it's very interesting. You could see what the computer could have actually been if we had nice things.
But how compatible is it then? You mentioned drivers, so you have to you need to add your repo, and then you have drivers and other additional packages, right?
Correct. And then I mean, like I'm running a fairly recent graphics card. I'm running like obviously a Intel Wi-Fi driver. All of this runs. So it is, you just have to add it after the fact. You're not supposed to talk about it. It's kind of like Fight Club. You're not supposed to talk about Fight Club. But yeah, you're able to add it back into your configuration, and you have all the drivers, all my laptops I've installed Guix on so far. They all have Wi-Fi support. They're all able to do what a computer should do. So.
Now, why did you, and doesn't this happen every time that a distro hopper hops? They say, I have found the ultimate, and I'm not gonna distro hop ever again in my life. Is this just another, how do you call it when a drug addict does drugs again? Is it a relapse?
A relapse.
Yeah. Isn't just that's what's going on?
It could very well be. But I think I've reached new Nirvana. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Nirvana.
Yes. Yes. So, yeah. I don't think I'm going back. It's not a distribution. It's I can quit whenever I want.
Exactly.
It's not a distribution. It's a Lisp dialect for configuring an operating system. There you go. So it's not even a distribution anymore. We're not even on distributions anymore. We are. What did I just see? The black tar heroin.
What?
Guix is basically the black tar heroin.
Oh, this guy. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. No, I found the final boss. We'll put it that way.
Oh, and what made you take that jump?
I think it's probably philosophy, to be honest with you. It's just more pure.
It's just Lisp, right? Just closer to Emacs.
The issue I have with Nix is that nothing's agreed upon. So it's a very fragmented. It's a large community, but it's fragmented. So there's something called Nix flakes that aren't really. They're not mainstreamed. They're not mainlined, rather, and there is no agreement on it in the community if they should be mainlined or not. You have a bunch of third-party tools for deployments and that sort of thing. All of this stuff is baked in to Guix. All of this stuff is a first-class citizen because the development team is cohesive. So it's philosophically more pure than NixOS, I would say.
And I would assume that they are Emacs users, most of them.
I would assume that probably like 80 to 90% of them. Like this is like a GNU project, so it's like they're Emacs users as well. There's like a package in Emacs for managing Guix systems in Emacs, so that's also a positive. We just got to get you on Emacs, man.
Yeah, someday. Is it common to hear about Emacs then in the Guix community a lot?
I would assume that it is like the default editor. in Guix. Like if you're going to Guix, you probably heard about it because you're an Emacs user is my guess. And then or vice versa. You're a Guix user and you found out Emacs and you're like, oh, Emacs is like the way.
I don't think you would start with Guix. Why would you? No. Yeah, right. So probably Emacs.
It would be the other way.
Yep, right. I think that kind of makes sense. Yep. And
yeah, I would agree with you.
How do you feel about distro hopping? Is that something that you do often? And how do you feel overall about that?
You should just come to Guix and then you're done distro hopping.
That's what you said about Nix in the last live stream. So,
or OpenBSD. Go to OpenBSD, then you'll never hop again too. So, but no, I think that like end of the day, it's obviously a bit of over optimization. I don't think that the distributions are that different. Like they all are. I mean, Debian has actually decided that they want reproducibility in all of their packages going forward. So they see the positives of reproducibility. So we're all kind of converging on similar ideas, I think, eventually. Mm-hmm. That being said, obviously, it's like you pick your package manager, you pick your kind of your flavor. I know some people that just pick because they like the logo. I mean, that's a terrible reason to pick a distribution, but but what I would say is that like if you have there's obviously the Nix package manager and there's also the Guix package manager. You can use those on any distribution. So it doesn't really matter what distribution you're using anymore. You can use those as your package manager if you wanted to. There's obviously Flatpak in the Linux world too, as which people use as kind of an escape hatch. But I mean, like I think that end of the day, let's say there's a package on Guix that doesn't exist. You just load in the Nix package manager or you load in Flatpak and you have an escape hatch to effectively any program you need. So let's say like DaVinci Resolve, for example, there's a Nix package for that. If you need to use like a messaging platform or something, you have that available in a Flatpak. So you don't really, all of these distributions are kind of converging on similar ideas, I think. Yeah. I mean, you're a Mac user, so you don't distro hop. So.
Yeah, I don't. I've been on Mac for quite some time now. And I don't know, someday I'll switch to Linux. I don't know when. Let me run a poll here. Let's see what chat is all about. How do I run a poll here? Start a poll.
Oh.
Let's see what the audience is into. I think it's just our audience.
You know what?
That we
I have some of my IRC people in here, so I don't.
So
I think that you're gonna see
Emacs is gonna win.
I think so, bro.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I have faith. I have faith in Neovim. So, okay, I wanted to know about your distro. That's good. Any plans on going back from Emacs to Neovim?
Brother.
It happened once, you know? It happened once.
It did. And what I will say is that I didn't know what Emacs was. I had to actually figure it out. And you know what? That in making that video, I had so many comments on that video that were like, "This guy's an idiot," but here's why. And I saw the reason for it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, it was helpful. It was like you're thinking about it as a text editor. That's not what it is. It's a Lisp environment that has a text editor, right? So as soon as you start thinking of it in that perspective, there's not really a replacement for that. There's really nothing that comes close to that in the Neovim world. You have your TUI CLI workflow, which is awesome, and I mean you can be very, very quick with that. But when you have the integration of the Lisp environment, you effectively don't have anything. You don't even really have to reach outside of Emacs anymore. You have a Turing complete environment that people are shipping browsers in now. They're like, I mean, my chat platform runs in Emacs. My everything runs in Emacs, right? So, yeah, Matt makes a good point. Everything is a buffer and is treated equally. Email is a simple text buffer. Yeah, it's life-changing because text is the primitive of the universe, right? Mm-hmm. In the beginning was the word. and you manipulate the word in Emacs. There you go.
So you're staying in Emacs then for sure, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I've been curious about Emacs for quite some time, but how long has it taken you to configure Emacs? It's been years, right?
He's going to do it. He's going to do it.
I don't think do it. It's too much time.
He's going to do it.
How long has it been? How long have you been configuring Emacs? How many years?
So I started with Doom Emacs, right? So I think a lot of people use it, especially if they're coming from Vim. You go to Doom Emacs because you have like the evil, which is the Vim emulation layer built in, right? And I mean, you could be immediately productive in that environment, like this. Now, that being said, I recently went to a fully vanilla Emacs configuration, and I think the reason for that is because Doom was built in a time where the vanilla Emacs defaults were not that great or that extensible. However, over the past 3 years or so, since about Emacs 28 or 29, the defaults built into Emacs are so good that you almost don't need to reach out to third-party packages. And at that point, you're just like, okay, vanilla makes a lot more sense here. You start to see the vanilla keybinds, how they play out too as well. Obviously, I was a Vim user for many, many years, and I still respect the modal editing. I actually use a Helix version of editing in my vanilla Emacs configuration now, because I think that there's a place and time for modal editing. However, the more that I see it, the more that I almost don't go into the modal editing mode anymore. It's strictly like vanilla Emacs. I would say it's a journey of a lifetime, man. Like it takes a long time, but like, how long are you going to use a computer for?
Yeah. So that is another question that I had. The interview that I had with Pratt, he mentioned vanilla Emacs, right? So he said, just go, because that is the way that you have to learn Emacs. If you don't do vanilla Emacs, you're not learning Emacs, whatever. And I don't know who else told me use Doom Emacs. So what should someone start with? Like, what's the difference? Okay, Doom Emacs is like Neovim and Emacs, right? But vanilla Emacs, what's the difference? You use control a lot.
Well, you have homerow mods.
Yeah.
So for using control with homerow mods is not the travesty that it was back in the day when you didn't have programmable keyboards. You probably have control on like your third finger?
On the pinky. I have it in both hands. The pinky.
Oh, you have it in your pinky?
Yep.
Okay. So I have control on my middle finger. So you'll probably start moving it a little bit further, down the line to the first finger type of thing. But like end of the day, like vanilla Emacs, yes, you use a lot of the meta X, the control keybinds. But that being said, like you start to kind of see the idea behind them. There's like a mnemonic idea behind the control X, control C. You start to see it. It's hard to describe until you've like been in it, I suppose. With the Doom binds, you have the space leader a lot. So I like the space leader. Do I think that it's the best way of doing things? I don't know. I think that a lot of people use space as a leader for entering into their system, right? So I know that a lot of people in the Neovim world use space as like their leader key, space period, space whatever, and then you're just like into whatever you need to be. That's why Doom plays nicely, I think, with the people coming from the Vim world, because they're just familiar with that as a leader key. And it just, as soon as you hit it, you have which key that pops up at the bottom, and you're like, oh wow, I have infinite options. Like I have like 10,000 options. This is it's pretty sweet. But I mean, I would say you could do both, right? Like you can run multiple configurations of Emacs. You can run Doom as your like baseline if you want to be productive as a Vim user, and then you can run like Emacs -Q and literally run Emacs without any configuration whatsoever and see like what a vanilla configuration would be like. So there's multiple ways of doing it. Doom Emacs is yeah. See, my opinion on I'll go into this for a second, because I think Doom, in the time that it was made, did a lot of things right. There was a lot of things that were not built into vanilla Emacs. Coming off the top of my head, like your LSPs, your eglots, the way that you I'm trying to think of things on the spot here. There's a lot of things that were not like built into the default. And now you essentially have all of these things in your default vanilla configuration now. So it did its thing in 2018 through 2021, I would say. LSP is below, just use the compiler based.
So someone starting out with Emacs, you would recommend going with vanilla, right?
If you want the Emacs way of doing things, yes, because you will inevitably, I think what happens with Evo mode is I don't want to say you kneecap yourself, but you kind of like, you don't get into the Emacs mentality.
Yeah, you're just trying to use Neovim and Emacs pretty much, right?
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's heavy too, right? Like Evo mode running across every single mode in Emacs, like it's very heavy. Like you start to actually bloat down the editor. As soon as I pulled Evo out as a dependency, and it's also a dependency that like just infects everything. Like it just infects every single part of your configuration, and you're like, how do I even get this out of here? Like it was hell to get it out of my my configuration coming from Doom, because it just goes into everything, and it just infects it with Vim, man. So
oh, okay. So one of the other topics that I wanted to touch on, and the reason why we have the thumbnail is not just because we're like, no, it's because of there is an epidemic in the Linux community, especially in the Arch community, right? And if they see the thumbnail, they're gonna understand. They're gonna feel. No, I'm just kidding. Back problems. That's a real thing. How many people in chat have back problems? There's just 2 people watching, it seems. I think there's a little bit more, not sure. But
there is more people. I use Debian. Definite back problems.
Yeah. I do suffer from back problems. You have your story. You want to share a little bit about that? What happened and how it's been?
There you go. Multiple people with back problems in the chat. Yeah, no, I mean, I broke my back when I was 20 years old. I was snowboarding in the mountains. I fell off a cliff. I actually was paralyzed from the waist down. So I had to like relearn how to walk and everything. I was in a wheelchair.
And what happened? How do you break it? Like literally broke it? Like, or what?
Oh no. So I there's your vertebra. There's however many, 30, 33, I want to say. And I broke what is called T12. So your thoracic, just above the lumbar part of the spine. I broke T12, and it was a burst fracture. So I actually like came down and like broke the spinal column like this. So, like it usually is like this.
One of the bones
and then
shattered completely.
Like that. Yeah.
Like one entire one.
One entire one, and then two above, and then 2 below. That didn't disappear, but it broke like this. And that actually pinched the spinal cord, and I was like actually a paraplegic. But no, like I've relearned how to walk. I'm walking every day, and but I still have, like, I would say there's chronic issues from that injury. And that's actually like why I went down the ergonomic keyboard rabbit hole and everything, because seeing like what my life would be if I had to like scrunch up like this all the time was not going to be pleasant, to say the least, specifically for my like shoulders and low back. Actually, if you could see, I'm like sitting on the floor and everything. Like I've done like way too much digging into like how to alleviate these issues.
And did you get surgery in the back? Like, did you get the metal parts that leaves it?
I had 2 rods, so like rods on each side of the spinal column, and then so like 5 on each side, and then I actually got them out. So I actually went for a second surgery to get them removed because of like the mobility.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't have anything on the back right now? Any metal on the back at the moment?
No, I'm 100% grade 8 human.
Oh man, that's nice. That's nice. No, but
what's your situation? I know that you said you have like herniated discs.
Yeah, I have like 4 discs, because I didn't do any physical activity at all, and I sit like, I don't know, 8-10 hours. I used to sit 8-10 hours in the computer, and you're like, my back hurts, but I'm just gonna push it a little bit more. gonna keep pushing it, and it's like constant pain in the back, and you even feel the back kind of a little bit hot, right? Mine is lower back issues, right? So 4 discs are bad. I have a bone on the back that is attached to my, I don't know what the names of the bones are. So I don't have a lot of movement on the left side. They have to cut it out, but I'm just going to leave it there. So basically, the guy told me, you need to do physical activity. Your core has to be stronger. Your back has to be stronger. You cannot be sitting down the whole freaking day, or it's just going to get worse. Because 2 months ago, I couldn't walk for like 4 days approximately. Your legs kind of shut off because they compress the nerve, right? So I had a lot of pain. I couldn't walk. And my wife, she used to put, how do you call it, shots on me, just to de-inflammate whatever was in there. So like 4 days. But I spent way too much time sitting on the computer, man. I overdid it. I've been doing that for years now, right? And I didn't do any physical activity at all. So what have you been doing to fix that? And what advice do you have for people in chat or people watching this to take care of their back? How do you do it?
Yeah, I mean, number one is like movement is medicine. So I would say like getting to the gym like 3 times a week minimum type of thing. Getting like a pull-up bar and like hanging from that, like putting your body weight into a hang is huge. Matt just said in the chat, floor sitting. I've actually been floor sitting for like 2 years. So like I sit on the floor, so I don't have like any support for my back whatsoever. It has to actually work to kind of keep me upright. I sit on like a yoga stool, or I have like just one second.
How
like
tall is this tool? Okay.
Zabuton. I have that as well.
Okay.
It's kind of like a pillow, like a meditation pillow.
But you need to have a special desk, because I have a standing desk. I never used it for standing, but it doesn't go all the way down. So you need a different type of desk, right?
I built a desk. So I actually like have, I might do a video on this. Like I have like a countertop, and then I bought like furniture legs that are about 12 inches tall. So like it literally, my desk is about 14 inches off the ground, I want to say. So it's very low to the ground. And then I just essentially sit right on the floor. There was a period that I was actually like sleeping on the floor too, because a lot of issues with like modern mattresses that they don't actually support.
Soft, right?
Oh yeah. So like you almost need like the support of the floor. There's like Japanese futons get a huge like great review from people with back problems, because they're like 4 inches thick, and then you have the floor underneath you. So you have a little bit of support, but like the floor is essentially what's supporting your back, and you start becoming almost like a back sleeper too. So like apparently that is very good for your back. But yeah, I would say like physical activity. Somebody said swimming in the chat. Swimming's massive. If you live by an ocean, don't you, Matt?
I do swimming. Let me tell you what I do now. I go swimming 3 times a week. I swim on Tuesday, Thursday. I've been swimming for 2 years, and now I started swimming on Sunday as well, right? So I went swimming today, Sunday. Yeah, today, right? I swam like 2.5 kilometers. Do you use kilometers or miles in Canada?
KMs. Yeah. KMs. We're the same time zone, and we're KMs.
Yep. Miles. You know, miles my ass. So yeah, I'm swimming 3 times a week, and I'm going to the gym as well. 3 times a week.
How does it feel?
I've been better. I was all crooked. I have a picture. I don't want to show it, but I have a picture that my wife took when I couldn't walk, and I told her, "Hey, look, I got crooked." And she was like, "God damn, what happened?" Because I was like, "No, man, it was really horrible." But
you're actually 80 years old, bro. You got a cane, everything.
Yeah. But
yeah, man, it's no joke.
No, it's no joke, man. But I started taking it seriously, and it's been way, way better. I don't want to get old and be all, not useful at all. you know?
That's kind of my thing with it, is that like having kids, obviously, like I feel like I want to keep up with them and stuff, right? Like I think that that's the big thing, is that like I want to be able to, you know, run after them, or like just play at the park with them and not be tired all the time. So even that is kind of motivation enough to get me to the workout and to the whatever. But yeah, like there are days, like I've said this to my wife, like there's days where like I could walk like 10 kilometers, no problem. And then there's days like I could walk 500 feet and that's it. Like there's no way like I could do any more.
What do you feel? What do you feel, like your legs are gonna shut off or something? No,
it's kind of, yeah, it's almost like neurological, I would say. So it's like I know that I could go further, but like it's like I'm exhausted neurologically. You know, when you like go to the gym and like you lift like a really heavy weight, and it's not necessarily your muscles that are sore, but it's your like neurological system that's sore. It's that kind of like feeling. And then I'm just like, well, today's just not my day, right? So
yep. And what about yoga balls? Have you tried that? How good are those?
I have. They're good. I think that if you have like a conventional desk, like not like my crazy esoteric floor setup, and you have like a, you know, like a normal height desk, yoga balls are probably the best thing you can sit on, because you're continually moving. Somebody said in the chat, like moving every 10 minutes or something like that. Also great advice, because your yoga balls, you're continually moving. You're not in a locked position. Your core is functioning and firing. And I think that that's a huge thing that kind of like if I was using a conventional desk, I would definitely be using a yoga ball. Dude, I have like $1,000 ergonomic chair, like a Herman Miller Embody chair.
I had one of those.
Those things are garbage. It's garbage. Sold it. It's terrible for you.
I sold it. It's garbage. Yep. You think you think that it's gonna solve all your problems, right? Now, this chair is what is gonna save my life. That's what I thought. And I bought that Embody, pretty expensive chair, by the way. And I was like, this is shit. And I just sold it. And I just got a cheap chair. And yeah, that doesn't make a difference. Right?
No, and I mean, I think it actually makes you worse, because it locks you into position, and like you get like comfortable in it, and then like 8 hours later, you're like, oh, I haven't moved today at all, and you're like, oh, well, now you get up from the chair and you're literally like stuck in a position. Like it's that bad, right?
And what if they reach out tomorrow and they say, hey, we want you to promote our embodied chair. We're gonna pay you $100,000 if you do it in your next video. What would you do?
Oof, you're talking about morality here now. I mean, the money's good, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, like it's literally sitting in my basement. I never touch it. So take it for what it's worth.
Yeah. And how do you sleep? We gotta work on the thumbnail. We have to decide. We have to. So how do you sleep then?
I have a regular mattress, super firm though.
Yeah.
I am definitely like, it's kind of end of life. So I'm thinking about I have to convince the wife for the Japanese futons, because I'm like, because if you want to do like a king size Japanese futon, you actually need like two. So like there's actually like a line down the middle. So you're not technically like same bed type of thing. So that'll be the convincing that I'll have to do. But I think that's probably the play. And then just putting it on like a platform, they have like platforms specifically for those. And so you're not completely on the floor, because like she'll probably be weirded out by being on the floor. I don't care. I could live in an unfurnished apartment and be totally fine. But
as long as you have your computer in Emacs, you're good, right?
Exactly.
Do you sleep looking up or to the side, or how?
Ooh. I don't know. Depends on the day. To be honest with you, what I've started doing is there's good morning. good evening. No, there's what is the somatic release or something like that. So effectively, like when I'm going to fall asleep, what I do is like close my eyes, kind of like meditate, but just let my body kind of like find a comfortable position. And it just like does it by itself. I don't know if you've ever done this. It's actually really, really cool. You start like your limbs start moving, and it's not you controlling them. I don't know. Have you ever done this before? It's pretty whack, but it's awesome. It's really awesome.
No, maybe when I used to do drugs or something, but no, I'm not following. Like, what do you mean?
Okay, tonight when you go to bed, lie flat on your back, close your eyes, and just like meditate, and just like let your body kind of release, and it will start like your shoulders will drop. And then all of a sudden, like your arm will kind of like move, and like you'll start to just kind of like release tension in your body. It's really interesting. And your body does it itself. You don't do it. You kind of like, you almost like watch it happen. It's weird. It's very weird, but it's very cool. And it like gets you like hyper relaxed. And I just go straight to sleep.
Oh, okay. So it will find its way, right? It's optimal position. Okay. Yeah, because I was crooked to one side, so I sleep now looking up, and I put a pillow under my knees to lift them. That's what I've been trying, and my mattress has to be really firm as well. So, I cannot sleep on a pretty, no, because I get crooked and my back suffers when I'm not in a firm, surface.
Dude, try it tonight. You'll never go back. You'll be like, what is this magic that just happened?
Yeah, I'll give it a try. Okay, you mentioned as well about keyboards, that this problem that you had with your back led you into ergonomics. How did we end up in the keyboard then?
So, I mean, like, I probably started programming about 2016, I want to say. So when I started with it, I had like, like a traditional 108 keyboard with your numpad on one side and your regular, but you start seeing like your body kind of like, you're not sitting with your shoulders back like this. You're sitting like hunched over like this, right? And then you have your hands like together, you have them like together, and it's just not an effective position. And I started to see very, very quickly that like this wasn't sustainable. So like within sitting at my computer for, a couple hours, I was like, okay, my shoulders really hurt. Like, this is just what's going on here. And I started doing research, and I found the ErgoDox Easy keyboard, which is like one of the OGs of the ergonomic keyboard space. And I was like, this is a really expensive keyboard. Should I do it? And I did it. It was like $400 and not a cheap keyboard. Yeah, that's the one. That is the one. That first one. Yeah. Blank keycaps though, so you don't look at the keyboard.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And that you can set obviously shoulder width apart. You can move it as far apart or as close together as you want. So you start close because you're obviously not used to it, and you start moving it further and further apart, and you start to see your shoulders open and drop.
Yep. This one looks like what's this horrible one that is pretty popular?
Kinesis.
No, other one, big one. Moonlander. This one kind of looks like the Moonlander.
Same company.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Moonlander's, this is the first iteration of it. The Moonlander is the second iteration, and then the Voyager is the newest iteration.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, like this company has been around for a little while, and this was kind of like the OG that you can buy. Like, this was one of the OGs besides like the Kinesis keyboard that you could buy like more mass market, right?
Okay.
But yeah, I just immediately I just started to see like, oh, like my posture's better. Oh, I feel better.
You feel like, more free.
What's going on?
Right? Look, your hands are not tied like with handcuffs, right? So you're like, oh, yeah, I can sit however I want. Right? Yep.
And then I got a trackball, because then you don't move your wrist around all the time with a mouse. So that was the next step. And I was like, all right, okay, we're doing good here. And then from there, it was like the ergonomic keyboard's a rabbit hole in and of itself, right? So I started looking into, okay, this is a massive keyboard. Do I really need all these keys? And I landed on 2 years ago the Chalkify.
Okay, how many keys is that keyboard? One?
36. However, I have reduced one on each side to 34.
On the thumbs?
We are running 34. The inner thumb, because like, why would you touch that?
Yep. Yep.
So 34 keys. I saw the other day that you've come to the same conclusion.
Exactly. Everyone does. All of these Moonlander kits, Glove80 kits, Kinesis kits, and what's the other huge one that looks like a stone? It's like a 3D printed one that is huge as well. It's really popular. I'm not gonna remember the name, chat. What's the name of another big popular keyboard?
Lily 58?
No, that one seems pretty good. The Lily 58. No, but it's a bulky one. It's a big one. They don't know it yet, but they are going to go down to 34 keys. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take them years to come to that realization, but it's the OG way, right? It's the goated way of using a keyboard. Why, Josh? Why 34 keys?
Because I think what it is that you essentially have one row for every finger except for your index, right? Which your index controls six keys, everything else controls just 3. And then your thumb controlling 2 keys just seems like the most ergonomic thing ever. And then from there, obviously you have layers. You can do as many layers as you want. I know you have many, many layers. I literally was able to get down to 3. So I have essentially my regular speech to text is the next step.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. I but I would say like what was I saying? Like I think that
you have 3 layers. You break down to 3 layers. Yep.
Yeah. So main layer is obviously your alphabet, right? Colemak DH is the way to go for that, I would say.
Oh, and then what about your kids and family? When you need to teach them to type, what's going to happen then? You're going to regret that decision. Unless
I will teach them
your
the
entire family
Colemak DH.
is Colemak. Yep.
Yeah. Well, the one thing is I will say Colemak is a standard on pretty much every operating system now. So like in Mac, you can literally hit the language key and go to Colemak. You would have a Colemak keyboard built in. So that's I mean, like, that's all right. I can still type like, I don't know, 70 words a minute on my QWERTY keyboard. Hate it, but it's like so much less comfortable. Actually, dude, in 2023, I wrote a book and I was writing in QWERTY. By the end of the day, my hands would just hurt. It would just hurt. And you know what, man? Switching to Colemak DH with the rolls and everything, like, it's just like this. It's just like this. It's like playing a piano. You feel so good by the end of the day. You're like, did I even type it all today? Like, what? Like, it is honestly so much more ergonomic and comfortable. I will say. I was like, is it worth it? Is it worth it? I've always asked the question before I did something. It's like, is it worth it? And it's worth it, I would say. You're gonna go down to 15 words a minute, but you know, like in 2 months you'll be back up to, you know, 70, 80. You'll be good. You'll be good. It's worth it.
I don't know, man.
Just like Emacs, just like Guix, it's all worth it.
Yeah. And your book, what happens with that? Is it a published book? Do you sell it? Where do you sell it? And what is it about?
I sell it on Amazon. The book is called Mountain, and it is about.
So the thumbnail is not too wrong after all, right?
It's not too wrong. It is not too wrong. The book is called Mountain. It is. I have the subtitle of How to Summit Your Life. It was kind of like a self-help book. I actually want to comment. Yeah, that's the first one.
Which one? This one?
That's the one. Yes. That's the one. You can get it on Amazon if you want to. If you message me or send me an email, I will send you the PDF if you want it. It's nice to, you know, get a couple bucks from Amazon. I don't get, you know, like publishing a book on Amazon, they'll take like 70% of the book.
Oh, really? Of the price of the revenue?
Yes. Yeah, but the thing is that it's printed. So like they'll actually print the book. Like, let's say you're in Guatemala, right?
Yep.
They probably have a printing center in Guatemala that they'll literally ship you the book from. So like, I mean, I get it. They have the infrastructure. Thank goodness for them, right? So, but yeah, like it is kind of reasonable. Well, they take a cut. We'll put it that way. But yeah, it's kind of a book about. I would say it's about. I had started it as like self-help like 7 years ago, but it turned into like some sort of like spiritual memoir, almost biography type of thing. There you go. He's reading it. He's reading the preface.
I'm taking but I'm paying attention. I'm listening to what you're saying right now. I have it there so chat can read it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of like I would say a memoir at this point. I actually want to do an audiobook of it and then like comment on it after I read the chapter, because I would say I've actually like, here's an interesting thing about writing a book is that you essentially like solidify and crystallize yourself in time when you write your book. So like you put the book out there and like that is you at that moment in time.
Point.
And I would say, yeah. And I would say like definitely like things have changed since even writing that book. Yeah. It was a very interesting experience. There's a point where I was writing that book and I was like, am I even writing? Or is it just like the words were kind of like coming out of my fingers? It was interesting.
Okay. And 34 keys. Okay. Where do you have shift and where do you have control on your 34 keys?
Shift is index finger. Control is middle finger. Alt or meta. Homerow mods is third finger.
The timeless homerow mods or normal ones?
I don't. So I did like I timed my I timed them. I figured out the timing that I haven't needed the timeless. I saw your video on timeless. I'm like, maybe I'll go to do that, but I've almost like I almost have it down to like the millisecond where like I almost don't need it. It's
you already know
it took
the
a
delay.
lot of tweaking.
Yeah, you know the delay, the exact amount of time, right? Yep.
It took enough time, but yeah, like there's essentially I almost never have a miss key press now.
Okay. Yeah, at the beginning it's a little bit hard to get used to that delay, right?
It is 100%. But you start to see that like how ergonomic it could be if literally your modifiers were on the home row. And you're like, okay, this is a good idea. How do we get it to the point where it's not interfering with my typing speed? Because that is the issue, right?
And what about shift? That's the only problem, even with timeless homerow mods, because there's a tiny delay with shift. Even with I do cross-handed now. So if I do shift on the right hand, I have to type the key on the left hand, right? But there's a small delay that I have to wait if I typed another letter and then I do the shift one. So I move shift to the thumb because I want to give it a try. What do you think? What do you think about that? Because any other keys, I don't care about the modifiers if they have a small delay, but shift, it holds you back a little bit. What do you think?
I see what you mean. I don't know. I like I've set my shift to like, so I actually have like, obviously your first two fingers are stronger than your third or your fourth and fifth, right? Your ring finger and your pinky. So I actually have like two timings. So like my first two fingers, I think are like 185 milliseconds. And then my other two fingers are like 220 milliseconds, I want to say. So like I actually have like worked out the time that like these two fingers are way faster than these two. So I'm like, okay. And for some reason, I don't seem to have any issues with shift. But it took obviously the timing and the trial and error to get the timing down, right?
Okay.
So I actually probably could, I type even faster now. I probably could like reduce the timing.
Have you ever tried any keyboards that are curved or concave, like this one here?
Yeah. So I actually got, I see the Glove 80. I had a company send me like, there were keycaps that were kind of like that. They essentially created the concave.
Oh, he reached out and he wanted to send them to me. And I told him, wait, because I want to create the layout. But now I have realized that that layout is never going to be finished. So I better get them blank, right? I think that's a better
100%.
decision.
Yeah, so I did use the concave. I don't know. I'm actually back to the flat keycaps. The reason being is that I think you need to print them in a certain material that is, you need like PBT, or you need something that's like not resin, because the resin is too soft. It actually like starts breaking off I've actually had like a bunch of stems break off into the into the switch.
The switch.
And then you almost can't get them out. Yeah, because it's like a resin keycap and it's like it's too soft. It's not hard enough. It doesn't like stick, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's almost too delicate of a material. You need like a certain material to make keycaps. And I want to say like PBT or like certain plastics, you almost need to use those plastics because others are just too delicate.
Okay. No, but have you used a keyboard itself that is concave?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
So, yeah. So like a fully concave? No.
Yep. Because I have a hot take there and people don't like it. Man, people don't like it. I used that one for a year and a half. And at the beginning, you have to justify your purchase because it was like $400, over $400, right? So the wife wasn't
I've
happy.
been there.
Yeah, right? And the wife is like,
I've been there.
if you're gonna buy it, you better use it because that's your keyboard for life. Because it's expensive, right? And then you cannot come back to the wife and tell her, concavity wasn't the best. You can't. You have to suck it up and use it. So at the beginning, I was like, no, I'm gonna get used to this keyboard. The Club 80. I used it for a year and a half, and I realized that no, it's not for me. Because what do you think about your hands being flat on the desk? It feels comfortable. They're resting, feels good. But on the Glove 80, my hands, instead of being flat on the desk, they're like this, elevated a little bit. Instead of being like this, flat on the desk, you cannot see it here, but let's imagine here's the desk. Instead of being like that, they're this way. And I don't know if blood is coming down and it's not circulating properly, even with palm rests. Oh, you have the thingies to use it. Well, okay, I want to talk about that. But concavity.
Yeah.
What does chat think about concavity? Me, personally, I think it's not like the idea people thought out would be. I just decided to go back to a flat keyboard, and it's just amazing.
I could see how it's like a little bit inclined, and I think that's like not as comfortable, I would say.
It's elevated.
I can see.
Look at this.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Oh, where? I cannot find the angle. There, maybe there. Look at the difference in height, right? So,
did you have any wrist rests or anything?
I did. I do have them.
Yeah,
I use them. I use the keyboard with the palm rest for a long time, but the keys are too far away. I feel my fingers have to stretch too much, even with concavity, because that's the idea that your fingers are like resting there and they can magically move. Yeah.
First of all, 80 keys is way too many.
Yeah.
So
80 keys is way too many.
In and of itself.
Yeah. That's
in and
just
of itself,
disqualified already. That's for beginners. That's for babies. Oh man. Glove 80 people. If someone watches this, they're gonna hate me even more. I'm too honest. That's the problem, Josh. I'm too honest in my reviews. I don't hold back. And everyone's just gonna hate me, man.
Brother.
Yep. But
hey, they didn't. You spent your own money. They didn't send it to you.
Exactly.
Right? So,
exactly.
Yeah.
What about that thing? If you use it like this on that little thingy, right? How good is it?
Yeah. So those are super clamps that you use for cameras. So I have literally the magnetic, like you have.
Oh, this magnetic right here. Yep.
So I super glued that on so it never comes off. And then I have a magnetic, I guess it would be an iPhone, whatever it is, the MagSafe thing. And like it's awesome. And then you just mount that to the super clamp and you get whatever angle you want. You put that on your desk, you put it on the edge of your desk and you can angle the keyboard however you want. Or you can mount it to your chair, for example. And you are, like you can put the thing at any angle you want, make it super comfortable. I have it kind of like, essentially like my keyboard sits like this. Like
angled
it's not
a
like
little
this,
bit, okay.
But it's like this. Yeah. And I think that for me is the most.
Okay. And is it at desk level or is it below your desk? Where is it? Like, let's say that you see this line here where the numbers are. Let's say that this is your desk, right? So is the keyboard right here or is it down here or where is it?
It's like way lower. So it's like when I sit on the floor, my keyboard essentially sits in my lap. So like I actually have like, I'm going to do a video on this because I actually like, this is just super esoteric, but I have like a pipe that I made strictly as like almost like a keyboard holder. So like my mount is like mounted to the pipe so that like I am essentially like when I sit on the floor, my keyboard is like in my lap. So like I don't sit like this. I sit like this.
Oh, so that's more comfortable. If I put my hands on my lap, feels more comfortable compared to if I put them here. They're elevated.
Yes.
Here?
Yes.
Feels better. I think I could put it. No, I can't because my mouse is up there. It would become a mess. So
what you can also do too, here's another thing, is like you could literally put the
this one has a trackpad, but
do you like it?
No. I'm used to the Mac. So if I use this one, no. But it's similar to it's pretty good. It's like a ThinkPad, trackpad, to be honest. It's decent.
So garbage. The garbage.
Yeah, but that's what
I mean, I'm wearing the ThinkPad shirt.
Yeah.
Like it's still garbage. Use the nipple, bro. No, like this is this is the MagSafe thing. You can put this in your pocket, and then you literally can attach a keyboard to the outside of your pocket.
Interesting. And what do you do with the mouse?
I don't have a mouse. What's a mouse?
No,
what are you talking about?
The little ball that you had there in the hand.
Oh, dude, I use this like 5% of the time.
Oh, okay. So
almost never.
What about editing video? How do you do it?
Emacs. I'm just kidding. I use for that. I use DaVinci Resolve, so okay. I use the mouse.
Okay. Yeah.
So I use the mouse for that.
Okay.
You got me.
I see. Okay. That's a pretty interesting idea. I have to go to the wife and tell her, hey, the standing desk wasn't a good idea.
Wasn't a good idea. No, I gotta sit on the floor.
Yeah, I gotta sit on the floor. And she's like, God damn, now what, man? Because I'm always telling her, okay, you know what? The chair wasn't the thing. I need a yoga ball. The yoga ball is sitting right there. I haven't used it like in 2 months, right? Then that's the standing desk, right? Then the keyboards.
Our wives should meet, bro. Our wives should meet.
Oh, yeah. Man, I come up with every idea.
These two idiots.
Oh, man.
ZMK, by the way. Somebody asked, how do you program your keyboard? ZMK.
Oh, CMK. Exactly. Yeah. Why? Why do you said? Is that a Canadian thing? Zed.
It is. Yeah. Zed. ZMK.
Why ZMK? I also use ZMK. How do you program it? Do you use one of those GUI tools, or you do it like a Chad in Emacs?
No, I don't do it like a Chad. There's that Nick whatever Nick
or whatever. Yep.
Dude, that is the best thing ever. That's the best GUI thing ever. Oh, I don't know. I just love it. It is. I just like to see the thing. And the issue with like are you going to go to it? Yeah. The issue I have with like the ZMK software is like, I don't know. Maybe it's not maybe for me, I'm just not visual enough with it. Mm-hmm. But I like that GUI. I'm a fan of it. It's the only GUI I use.
Oh, okay. I tried the Glove 81 and I hated it, but now I switched to a GitHub repo and I do it that way. There's a pretty cool Neovim plugin that, auto formats your file, which is useful. I did it without the plugin and it was a nightmare because you needed to format your, the file, and it was painful. But with that plugin but that's just on the advanced editor Neovim. I don't think Emacs, which is an archaic, what is Emacs operating system?
There's probably a ZMK mode for Emacs. I guarantee you there's a ZMK mode for Emacs.
Oh yeah, definitely there is. So CMK, have you ever tried any other ones like QMK or any other firmwares?
The ErgoDocs is QMK. They have their own Oryx. The software they have is called Oryx. It's like an in-house software. Really good. It actually is really good. But it's QMK, not ZMK. ZMK, sorry. Sorry for my Americans.
Well, I guess it's kind of the same thing, but just different variable names, right?
Yes. I think that there's ZMK had like Bluetooth support built in. QMK was a little bit behind with that. Don't quote me on that. There's a couple other things that like ZMK was ahead, but I think that they're pretty much parity now. So
okay. My father typed on a bad laptop keyboard for more than 30 years without any joint issues. Maybe we're just unlucky.
Your father's just stronger than we are.
Exactly. New generations, we're like crystal, we're like snowflakes, right? So we need soft keys. Oh, that's another thing. What about the keys? What switches do you use? Do you use soft or hard and noisy switches?
Twilight, whatever that is. It's the softest.
The nocturnal ones?
Silent.
The black ones?
No,
or the green ones?
The turquoise green. Yeah.
Hold on. Because I recently switched, let's see, Twilight.
Yeah, nocturnal's the black ones. Yeah, you need to do like, what is it? Chalk. C-H-O-C.
Look who shows up there. The king.
There you go. SEO.
Yeah, exactly. These are the ones that I'm using right now, the black ones. These are the softest. These Twilights are good, but I just don't use them anymore. I think I like these better because they're really soft.
I had the blues before I had the twilights. The blues are very, very soft. I wanted a little bit more spring back. They almost feel mushy for me. So I need a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the twilights I think are like the next step up. I like that. I would do that. And then they're silent. Like I don't like clicky.
Oh, you don't like them? Why?
No, I go to libraries, I go to coffee shops. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah. I don't do clicky switches as well.
No.
Yeah.
No. It sounds like machine gun. Like what?
No, yeah, it's too much. A little bit, sounds cool for a little while, but the whole day typing with that, I think I would get too distracted and I just wouldn't. Maybe you get used to it, I think, in the end, right?
I don't know. I'd get sick of it real quick. I had browns, like cherry browns in my first keyboard, and even that was way too loud.
Are those too hard?
I don't know. They're like, again, they're not tactile. They're not. I'm trying to think of the word that I'm looking for. I essentially like linear switches. I don't really even care for the bump or anything. Like it's just press.
What is a linear? I don't even know what linear switches means. I have no idea.
So they don't have a click. There's no click to them. There's no bump. It's just a straight,
these ones,
like
these feel like you're pressing nothing. This feels like there's no.
Those are linear.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the other type then?
A tactile, I want to say, and they have like essentially like you can actually like type supposedly faster with them because they have like an actuation point and you can actually feel it before you hit all the way. Like because with linears you very much bottom up out the key, right? Whereas with a tactile you can actually like feel when the switch activates. Like, dude, this is like such a rabbit hole. Like it's just like. Like people like care about this stuff way too much. For
exactly.
Sure.
Now, tactiles, I should give them a try maybe, but are they harder?
I don't know if you can with chalk. I don't know if chalk has them though. That's the only thing.
Okay.
Because like that's like the MX, like like the standard cross shape ones.
Okay.
That's like the I want to say like that's kind of their thing. I don't think chalk has. I could be wrong. Somebody in the chat correct me, but
any resources for learning Emacs as a beginner?
Yeah. I mean, I want to say like the Emacs manual is fantastic. There's a couple channels on YouTube. There's obviously Protozillos. You did an interview with him. I did an interview with him. He's fantastic. He has tons of videos about like kind of like packages that both he's built and also default packages in Emacs. I would definitely recommend him. There's System Crafters. He's got a ton of like configuration videos and stuff like that. I have a couple videos. I'm okay about Emacs. Yeah, you can go subscribe to me. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else. There's Mastering Emacs by Mickey Peterson is a book, and it is awesome, fantastic. Like it'll like give you your Emacs mentality. It will kind of give you like the idea behind everything. Then there's a couple of like blogs, Sasha Chua and iReal. All of them, those two kind of like aggregate Emacs posts across the internet. So if you have like, there's also the Emacs subreddit too. All those resources are probably what I would recommend getting started with. And then just reading configurations. Mickey Peterson's Mastering Emacs, and he does new versions. So I think the most recent version is 29, I want to say.
And if you want to learn vanilla Emacs, what do you have to do? Where do you have to go? Like if I want to go vanilla, what do I have to do?
All of those would be the all those resources would apply to vanilla Emacs, I would say. None of those would be specific to anything else. So like those would all be vanilla sources, I would say.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
How was the weather in Brokeback? It's cool. It's cool here, man.
How's the weather out there? I'm supposed to get a thunderstorm apparently. I don't know.
Oh, but I don't have any. It's not raining today, but it gets pretty wild sometimes. There's thunderstorms, gets pretty crazy, but not right now, because otherwise I could lose power. But no, so far here it's always hot. What do? You do Celsius, right?
Yes.
So here I live at around 34 Celsius. That's my day to day. That's Hot.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm
that is
close.
hot.
I'm close to the sea. What about you? Well, you're in Canada. It's cold there, right?
We go from minus 40 in the winter to plus 40 in the summer.
God damn. Minus 40 Celsius?
Yeah. We had this winter we had minus 40. I honestly, dude, like I can't live here because again, going back to the back thing, like I feel like I'm 80 years old when you have the weather like that. And it's not specifically the coldness, it's the variation in temperature. So like one day, literally when it goes to spring here in Canada, it'll go from minus 20 to plus 20 in like a week, in the same week. And from that, like I'm essentially bedbound. Like the I don't know if it's the barometric pressure or what it is that changes. I literally feel like my joints are glass. It's the weirdest thing ever, man. Are ice quakes real? I've never heard of ice quakes.
Man, but yeah, that variation in temperature, no. Here I live, it goes 25 maybe later at night. Right now, I'm going to tell you right now. Right now, it is, let's see. How do I switch off the...
I might be moving to Guatemala.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm going to be moving. Yeah.
Here's, tropical weather all the time, man. It's 26 right now. At this time, 26. And I have the AC on right now because it's hot out there, man. It's hot out there. But yeah. Now, another topic that I wanted to touch on is, can I talk about my networking journey? What do you wanna know about my networking journey? So while we wait there for Mr. Wick, what do you think about substance abuse? And do you have any thoughts on Adderall consumption?
That's kind of a big one with the Zoomers, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it is.
Seems to be. I mean, I feel like everybody has ADHD, but it's self-imposed by the use of and yeah, by social media use too, right? Like so essentially nobody has an attention span anymore. So everybody thinks they have ADHD.
And it's really popular and it's cool to have ADHD, it seems, right?
Well, it's cool to have like any sort of diagnosable thing, right? So I think that's kind of the thing is that
you're special specifically if you have something, right?
But if everybody has something, you're not special anymore.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But what I would say is specifically like for kids that think that they can't focus. Okay, put down your phone for the next 3 days. Don't pick it up for anything besides phone calls and to reply to text messages. If you can't do that, you have an issue. And I think that is really the issue.
You're addicted.
Is that you're addicted to short-term dopamine. So when you stop scrolling your phone all the time, you start to have an attention span again. You start to be able to have your own thoughts again. You start to be able to, think a little bit longer than 7 seconds or whatever it is for a goldfish. And from there, that's where you start to see if you actually have a condition, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I think everybody's coming from a baseline of such a dopamine-starved brain because of the environment that we live in that everybody thinks that they have like essentially ADHD, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that would be my first advice when it comes to any sort of substances, because substances are no joke. Like when you start taking a foreign substance and putting it into your body, you start to obviously alternate your chemistry. You start to alternate you start to change the way that your body works, right? And I think that the human body is a tremendously amazing thing. The mind is even more amazing. And I think that when you realize that you have the ability to focus when you're not in a environment of continual stimulation, you start to see that you don't need the drugs. When it comes to like recreational drugs, I would say probably don't do that. Have I done them in the past? Yeah, but would I recommend it? I probably would not recommend it. I think that it can give you a glimpse of what I would refer to as reality or an expanded version of like this existence. But for a lot of people, that's not a productive thing. It can very much lead astray to the point of like ruining your life effectively. So that being said, probably not a recommendation on my part. Again, like when I wrote this book like 2 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, do psilocybin or something like that. But I don't know if I would say that today. However, I would also say that like the spiritual aspect of that stuff has also changed my life. So, so that's what I would say.
No, I have a similar, and I did drugs heavily many years ago. Like it's been how long it's been? 10 years, I think. I used to do a lot of drugs and I used to do a lot of alcohol. And if you're into Neovim and if you're into Emacs, it means that you have an addictive personality, right? You love pain. You like going down. You love going down rabbit holes. That's the way it is, because who else does this? Man, who else does this to themselves? It's pretty addictive. So
true.
No.
I've never heard it put so succinctly, but yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So the same thing is going to happen with drugs and alcohol. You start small, but then you just want to try a new plugin, right? And then a new config here and there. And when you feel, man, you lost your job, you lost your family, you lost yourself, you lost your life, everything. So that's just my personal experience. But, everyone starts with the recreational drugs situation, and then they think they can handle it. And marijuana is natural. It doesn't man, that was it's a really powerful drug. People don't like it when you call it a drug because it comes from nature, it comes from God, right? But I did it a lot. I abused it for many years, and it destroys you. Destroys your brain for sure. Your memory gone. Your brain changes, things change a lot in there. And depression, that's when I knew depression. I don't know if you know people that do a lot of weed, but if you pay close attention to them, you're gonna see they're not gonna tell you. They're gonna tell you that they're happy and that they can quit whenever they want. But if you pay close attention, you're gonna notice that they're depressed. They don't know it. They don't know it yet. But I do know it because I did it when I was older. I started doing it when I was like 25, I think. No.
Right.
Like 20, yeah, let's say 25, right? And I noticed, like 3 years after, I noticed the change. It was huge. I met depression. I didn't know what that was, but that is, again, not medical advice. That is just my personal opinion, in case it helps
I think
someone.
it also like kills your motivation, I would say, right? So like you're not motivated to try that new plugin in Neovim. You're just, smoking weed instead. So, that's the issue, is that you got to install the new plugin in Neovim.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm with you, man. It's kind of an interesting thing because I also like say that there's spiritual benefits, but I also think that those things are natural and part of the human condition. So there's moments where I was like, I think the issue is a lot of people think that they need the substance to like reach those levels of inner peace or insight or something like that. And I don't think you need that at all. Like I think that it's a natural process in the human psyche and mind that is obtainable were you to practice or to try, right?
Yeah, but it's a lot of work if because you need to do meditation, right? But it's pretty difficult. And with social media, phones, computers, all that stuff, it is even more difficult. How easy is it for you to put your phone away for a couple days? Can you do it?
Oh, I honestly want to throw my phone in the river. Like I actually, like I'm definitely at that point where I think I've had this conversation with people in IRC. It's just like, there's obviously like this addictive process or phenomena with the phone where it's just like, I know that I don't actually need anything on it, but then I reach out to grab it. I'm like, why? So it's kind of a thing that I personally, the phone for me is an interesting thing because I think there's utility in it, but people use it as like a crutch and also as a way to not be bored, right? Where I think that we need to be bored in our humanity to be able to do things, to be able to create things, to be able to think even, right? And I think that that's kind of the thing that we've really lost in our ability is that we've we've now like outsourced our thinking, and it's just a distraction now. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know, man. It's a tough one. Yeah, we're doomed. Even babies are addicted to Baby Shark. Yo, talkie soon. Yeah, no, 100%, man. Like it's like, why would you give like I have a young child. Why would you give screens to a child? Like,
exactly.
This is not a good idea. It's not a good idea, man.
How? Yeah. Okay, so do you plan on giving a phone or a tablet to your oldest one?
No, I hope. Like, I think that would be. I think I would give her the flip phone as like the contact mom and dad thing. But I don't know, man. It's such a pervasive thing. Obviously, I was at the park today, and there was obviously like a 7 or 8 year old. She was on her phone. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean.
That's
it's just
very
like
common.
Like have a childhood, man. Like like go outside and play. Look at the trees.
Yeah, that's very common here. Babies with phones, because you shut them off, right? They just stop bothering you. And they just shut off, and you can do whatever. But they're there, like hypnotized by the phone.
Yeah.
And
but that's dude, that's the parenting issue, right? Like it's like, I don't know. It's like, why even have kids if you don't want to like interact with them, right?
Yeah. My daughter's 8 right now. We don't give her tablets. No phone, of course, not at all, not even close. And we're not gonna give her She has a Kindle. She can read books on the Kindle, like one of the old cheap Kindles. She has physical books as well. She has a camera. Oh, she doesn't know it yet, but I bought a camera already. One of the old ones, where you put the SD card in,
Yeah.
Waterproof camera. That's it.
Nice.
You get all of that in a tablet, right? But no, we're not going to give her a tablet because...
No. It's the internet access. I really think that is what it is by putting the internet into everybody's pocket. That's the issue, right? I want to say that the downfall of technology was the mass market iPhone. So like 2007, 2008, you put the screen into everybody's pocket, the internet accessibility into everybody's pocket. And that's where you started to have the essentially issue of everybody being like social media addicted and also terminally online, right? So
yeah, but it's pretty tough. For me, it's really difficult, when it comes to leaving the phone away, especially if you do YouTube, right? Because you're like, man, I'm gonna upload a video. How did the video do? And you're like, man, how did it do? How did it do? Oh, it flopped.
Yeah,
did pretty bad. Did good, did bad. I uninstalled the YouTube Studio app a long time ago. I uninstalled the YouTube app, actually. This is not good for my audience. Chat, don't do this. You install the app and you watch my videos and you watch Josh's videos, okay? But I uninstalled the YouTube app because I would spend watching shorts on YouTube, not tech related, but just dumb stuff,
Dude,
stand-up comedy stuff.
Shorts are brain cancer. Like that is like the worst thing ever, I would say. Like shorts is quite literally the worst thing you possibly can do to your mind.
Yeah.
And every platform has them now. Like even Facebook, like even boomer Facebook has shorts. Like what? Like
yeah.
And also, I know that Facebook is failing because you log into Facebook, and I only have a Facebook account for Marketplace for selling stuff now. Okay. I log into Facebook. The first thing you see is shorts. And the first 3 videos on the shorts are scantily clad women trying to get me to engage with the platform and stay on the platform.
Yeah.
You know the platform's dead when they have to do that, right?
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, I uninstalled YouTube. Now, where am I cheating now? I go to Reddit now. That's the thing. You cheat all the time, right? I install YouTube. Yeah. Now I go to Reddit and I just read and I'm like, no, I'm doing this. I'm conscious and I'm like, no, I'm gonna stop. And I quit. And then I'm like, okay, so where do we go now? Maybe a little bit of Twitter. So I go to Twitter. Nothing new here. I quit.
Yeah.
But it's pretty difficult.
What's next?
Yeah. What's next? I don't know.
IRC, baby. Come to IRC. There you go.
Yeah. But it's pretty difficult to quit, man, to quit all of that. You need to be very elevated, I think, and have a lot of self-control to be able to do it.
Yeah, dude. Like, I almost think that there's obviously a inclination towards like the dumb phones nowadays. So you have like the people that are buying like feature phones so that they can't even have the scrolling on the screen anymore. I mean, there's that potential. I don't know what the solution is, because I obviously don't like it. I love computers in that they are a creative outlet. I think you can do, like, you can create whatever your mind conceives with a computer. But the phone, I don't know, the utility of it for me is there's just too many distractions on top of that.
Yeah.
Right. And it's also, but it's also engineered. Like the stuff that you have on it is engineered to be addictive.
Yeah.
So, and you know that, and you're like, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think everybody has to, like, there's somebody in the comments that say everybody has to find their own solution. I would agree with that. You have to decide how far you're willing to go and how Amish you want to be. Obviously me, I have a beard, so I'm going pretty Amish. I would like to go a little bit more Amish.
Yep. Or you go to Utah, you go with the, how do you say it in English? The Mormones, we say
Mormons?
it in Spanish. Yeah. Mormons? Is that how you say it?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just reading this comment. As an experiment, I always leave phone at home and going for a quick ride. Yeah, see how it goes. The only thing for me is I have, like, obviously a young family, so I take my phone with me just in case there's an issue. And honestly, like, I want to get to the point where I want people to call me. And this is a Tony by the way-ism, so shout out to Tony. When you pick up the phone, you say, "Hello, what's wrong?" Right? Like that's the only reason you should be calling me is, "Hello, what's wrong?" Right?
Yep. There's my wife is looking for a gardener here, right? How do you say it? Gardener? Is that how you pronounce it?
Okay. Yes. Gardener, to, like, take care of the garden. Yeah.
Yeah. And the guy doesn't even have a phone. So she's like, but how can you reach out to him? So I have to tell my grandma, she has to tell her grandma to go and look for him, to tell him that she wants him to come and do the garden, right? He doesn't have a phone. He doesn't have a phone number. He's old. He has lived this way for a long time. Andrea Borman, the GOAT, she has one of the old phones, not a smartphone, right? So
nice.
It can be done.
It certainly can be. It can be.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how to do it. But I think that, end of the day, I would love to have, like, a data plan on my phone with XMPP that people can reach out to me that know me. I'm going to make people go the extra mile and converse with me, or they're not going to, and I'm going to have no friends. And it is how it is, right? So, because I make you go on Signal to message me already, right? Signal, so there's obviously that. Yeah. I don't know. I've thought about this a lot. I'm doing kind of a 30-day experiment where I actually reset my phone. I took all the applications off of it. I'm only using, like, free and open source apps from F-Droid. I have an Android, so not iPhone guy. Sorry, linkarzu. And then from there, like, I'm just essentially using no browser,
on the
no
phone?
store,
no browser on the phone.
No browser on the phone. Essentially, I'm using my phone for calls, communications. I have a calculator on there. I have my camera, and I have, I have, like, a 2-factor authentication on it. I'm actually here. I have my phone, and I'm going to go through it right now. I have maps. I think maps are useful.
Yep.
I have
music, maybe. Well, you don't do Spotify. Yep. Maybe you do your own MP3 files, and you have it hosted at home, and you access it through a VPN or something.
I still have Spotify. Actually, they sent me an email and they want to up. They want to up my cost per month. Service. And I said,
what example do you give to your community?
Absolutely proprietary. 100%. I'm actually getting off Spotify. I'm going to do I'll do a video about it. I use Google Maps. I am a heathen because it's actually usable. All the other apps are not usable, unfortunately. Like Ozmand and the other ones, I've just never had good experiences with them. What else do I have on here? I have a clock. I have a gallery for, like, looking at pictures.
Photos. Okay, but so you're going the Richard Stallman way, but you want to be on YouTube. So you see how contradicting that is, because we want to have an online presence, right? And we want to maybe monetize out of this, and get an income from it, but we're trying to protect ourselves, right? So it's
API.
difficult.
API posts.
Yeah.
You ever tried that? You ever tried the YouTube API?
I have. I get my video descriptions and analytics from them, and stuff like that. But
yeah. You could use an API, so you could post that way. I thought, because like I don't consume social media. I think it's not a good idea to consume it.
I've seen you on Twitter. I've seen you on Twitter. Don't lie.
Yeah, I post.
And then on the computer.
I've been doing a lot of. Yeah, I've been yes, on the computer, not on the smartphone app. I've been doing a lot of like repost quote, like, so like you have like, there's like somebody that makes a post and then I take it and then I like make my own insight on it. That's the only thing that I've really been doing on Twitter. So, but yeah, like I think that there's value in outreach with it, but to consume it without thinking about it is not a good thing. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out with everybody in real time. Yeah. Man.
You're giving me a good idea because I have the browser on the phone. I have the browser. Look.
The comment.
What?
The comment. Don't do crack. Only dabble in it. There we go.
Yeah. So I have the browser. I have the Reddit app. I have Discord. Okay. Well, Discord is kind of useful sometimes, right? So I'm not in any. I quit all of the Discord communities. I just exited all of them. Maybe people's gonna think, oh, maybe he's mad or something because I just exit all of them, and I just have Discord for one-on-one messages in case that I need to reach out to someone. So I have Reddit, I have the browser, and I think I want to uninstall the browser, but I do work-related stuff on the phone as well. I can keep my email on the phone, the work-related email. I can keep the messaging service on the phone for work. But do I need a browser? I don't think I need a browser, to be honest. Yeah, and I don't think I need Reddit.
No, you don't need Reddit. Certainly don't read Reddit.
And which other one can I uninstall? I don't have YouTube now. I don't have YouTube Studio, so I'm good there. But the browser is a big one, and I think I can uninstall it.
The browser's bad. The browser can definitely lead to way too many rabbit holes. Yeah. So that's something that like I actually couldn't afford myself. I actually had to like get rid of the browser because I was like, maybe I'll like read documentation, I'm learning Zig. Maybe I'll go read the Zig documentation.
It's lies. Yeah. You don't do it.
Nah.
Yeah.
Just lying to myself, man. Just lying to myself.
But don't you feel, how does it go when you quit doing drugs? Like a week after that, you feel like the urge to do drugs again. Don't you feel that with the phone now? Like, man, I gotta get some of this, scrolling on the phone. Don't you feel that way?
Yeah, there was actually some study where a guy like gave up the phone for like, I want to say it was like 7 weeks or something. So like it's not an immense amount of time. It's also not a like trivial amount of time. Yeah, it is withdrawal. But after 7 weeks, he was in like the top like 99th percentile for like cognitive, like memory related tasks and stuff. So like obviously it's doing something to us. Obviously it's not good for what we're doing. Is it worth the withdrawal? Are you willing to go through the pain of not seeing what people are doing on Instagram?
Yeah. What do you lose anyway? Yeah. What do you lose? You lose nothing. Just time.
I think it's the Pascalian wager, bro. You lose absolutely nothing and you gain everything. So why would you not make that trade? You know what I'm saying?
Do you do this with your wife? Do you do something like, okay, let me tell you what I did. I uninstalled the YouTube app and I went and I told her, you know what? I'm going to uninstall YouTube because I spend a lot of time on it. And I start giving her the speech and she knows me already. She's like, oh man, here comes the speech. Like if you've been doing it for 3 months or a year. And no, but I give her the speech and I'm like, I uninstall YouTube because, I'm the best. Do you ever do that to your wife or no?
All the time.
Yeah. What does she say?
Every other day. Oh, we'll see. Like I see where she's coming from.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. We tend to change, but I will uninstall the browser on the phone. We're going to see how that happens. Now, what do you plan to do with your channel? About monetization with your channel. What do you have? What ideas do you have? What are you planning on doing with your channel? Are there any ways like memberships or super chats? How many super chats have I received in the last 2 hours? guess 0. So so members, I got a new member today. I shouted out him at the beginning of the video. Thank you very much. So what is the way to do something with this? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I have like there's obviously like Libera Pay and Buy Me a Coffee and all that stuff. And I have people that like, because I obviously have my blog, so I have like my writing and stuff. And people come in with, you know, $5-10, and that's definitely helpful. I think that yeah, I don't really know what the answer is for the YouTube side of things. Like, I think that doing some sort of like, obviously you've done like a community, I want to say, that's definitely been a thought of mine. I've also thought about like, maybe this is just for fun.
Yeah.
maybe it's, you know, like maybe I don't want to make it a job, right? I don't know. I've kind of gone back and forth with it. Obviously, it takes time, right? And I think time is the one thing that's in a limited supply, specifically now with the young family and everything. So it's kind of like, how do you balance it? How do you make it something that's like sustainable, I suppose? I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
What was the question? What did I ask? I don't even remember.
He asked the question about like monetization of like the YouTube. Like, yeah.
I don't know. I think you have to become really big in order to make money on YouTube, right? So
it's got to blow up.
Yeah,
it's got to blow up.
You have to blow up, but I don't know if I have what it takes for that. I don't know if I have the skills. My channel is all over the place, you know. Neovim, a little bit of Linux here and there, Mac OS. It's I don't know. Networking is my thing, you know. Networking infrastructure. I tried talking about that in the channel, and it's like, the fuck is this guy talking about? No one even cares. So I don't know, man. It's pretty tough. Maybe it just takes time. Maybe it takes 10. That's what my wife says all the time. You're trying to make money out of this, and you've been doing it for 2 years. No, it's gonna take you 10 years. That's what she says. Probably. And I'm like,
yeah.
Is it? Do I have?
Do you have the wherewithal?
Yeah. So I don't know. It's tough. And about the community, I did have a Discord community, but I nuked it. I closed the server, so I don't have a community now. Right now, I have a Reddit. I created a subreddit. I don't know, a few days ago, but I don't know. What do you think about a community? Do you have a lot of people in IRC?
IRC is base, man. I love it. Like, I think that it's some of the best. Like, for me, it's more so like, I want highbrow conversation in my life. So like, I essentially was like, let's create a room where we have highbrow conversations all the time.
What do you mean highbrow?
You know, like intellectual, like,
okay.
Like, you know, like deeper conversations than like, hey, should I use Debian or should I use Arch?
That's the thing.
So, like,
you start a community, and that's what's gonna happen. No disrespect, chat, but there's gonna be like, how should I start to learn Emacs, right? And you're like, bro, I've said this multiple times already in the past, and that's what's pretty much going to happen in the community. Or you're going to say something, and then there's going to be a lot of contradictions. No, you shouldn't do it this way. You should do it this other way. I don't know.
But I would say, here's the thing, is that with IRC, it's a perceived barrier to entry. So first of all, like the people that have come into the it has been a filter just through the door to get into the IRC channel, right? Because it's an esoteric technology from the 90s that, like, who uses that anymore? Well, lots of people do. And it's also a very high signal to noise platform. So like, it's all text, really. Like, you can send images and stuff, but they're essentially links to images. They're not actually like, they don't show up in your feed if you don't want them to. If you use Emacs, though, they do. They do show up in your feed because Emacs is capable of displaying images in line. But those two things immediately, and then I think that my personality is a filter too. So like, I think that there's if somebody was watching my videos on YouTube, they either like want to be a part of the community or they don't care to be, and that in and of itself is like a filter, right? So Discord's too easy. Yeah. Discord's just you get everybody has a Discord, and no to the bot farms. I had to like put my channel behind a secret, like I had to make my channel secret or something because I had like a bunch of spam in it. And I was like, oh,
I tried to send you
channel.
a message in IRC. I remember I did it some time ago, and I entered and I could send the message. I tried yesterday because I sent it in Discord, and it was, man, this guy's not gonna read it, right? So I went to your IRC link, and I was like sending the message, and I got an error, a red error there, and I said, "Fuck this," So I didn't pass the filter. I couldn't be there.
It's because you need a Nick serve. It's because you actually need an account. I think.
Oh,
did you not have an account? That's probably what it is.
I don't think I have an account. I don't even know how to create it. But yeah, so
skill issue.
Yeah,
skill issue.
90% of the chat will not be able to make it to your IRC channel then, which is good. Why do you want them there, right?
I don't know. Half this chat's in my IRC channels.
Oh yeah, they come from there. I'm disrespecting your community, man. But this guy's asking, CCNA, the idea is getting familiar with network healthcare. Hold on, you cannot see this. Let me switch here, understand, and get more info. So I started with, do you know anything about Cisco? Anything about networking? No?
Are you talking to me?
Yep.
Yeah, I do. 100%. Yeah.
Yep. So that's what I started with a long time ago, CCNA. Then I went to my CCNP. Then I did a lot of Juniper certifications, and I even got a Kubernetes certification. I would just say start with CCNA and don't go for CCNP. That's too much. Unless you work at an ISP or unless you work as a network engineer and you do that for a living, go for CCNP. Otherwise, it's just going to be a waste of time. Not worth it if you don't work as a network engineer. So I would say go with CCNA and just use that as a base. Go from there. You need to learn Linux, of course. If you're gonna be in this industry, Linux, no GUI like a true chat, Debian, just CLI, and right. I think that's the basics. Networking, Linux. What else? What else would you recommend? You need that editor.
I don't know. Home lab a little bit too. Like, yeah, like set up a home lab. Play around with like just obviously consumer grade stuff. Learn Docker, learn that sort of thing. I hate Docker. Nix is way better, but yeah, you like that sort of stuff is probably where you want to start. I mean, I don't have any personally. I don't have any certifications with that sort of thing. I've just essentially self-taught everything, networking wise. But I mean, you build an 18U server rack in your apartment, and you'll learn a little bit about networking. I want to say.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. Yep. And how do you feel with all of this AI thing going on right now, Josh? I watched your video the other day, the one you were in the car, the bank one, right? How do you feel about AI?
I feel like AI is mediocre. Like, I think that's kind of the thing, is that like what we're doing is like racing towards mediocrity in all ways and in all industries. And what we're doing is like trying to shoehorn mediocrity into everything. That's what I would say. I would say that, like, is it useful? Yes, there are use cases for it. But the idea that you're going to run production level code that is generated from an LLM is, I would say, asinine, to be honest with you. I would say it's kind of, it's a pipe dream. And it's also going to cause so much pain in the next 5 years that I would say everybody here needs to go all in on computer science, and you will be the cleanup crew for what's going to happen. Yeah. That is like, that's my unfiltered take on AI right now. Like, I think I honestly used it about 2 years ago, and I was like building web applications with it, and I was like, this is pretty good. However, there's a cognitive level that you reach with it that like it just gets out of scope, and like you actually have to learn what you're doing. You have to read the code. And the idea that you're going to generate 10,000 lines of code and that be a good thing is the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my entire life. That's what I would say. There's actually a video the other day from Speak Machine. I don't know if you follow him, but he's a smaller time guy, but he's on the come up. He's doing some good stuff. And the video was essentially like every line of code that you write is a liability. And I could not put it better myself. Every single time that you write a line of code, you introduce potentially a breaking change. You introduce potentially a edge case that could be the end of the world. Mm-hmm. like when you're talking about like banking and the financial system, and you're talking about all this stuff.
Yep. You cannot vibe code anything in there. Yeah. You cannot.
What are we even doing?
Yeah, I think it's good for.
That's my take.
Hobby projects, small scripts, stuff that you know pretty well, and you need it done in a specific way. You don't want to do it yourself. Good in those scenarios. But I wouldn't develop.
Even prototyping is fine.
Yeah.
Who cares, right? It's throwaway. But at the end of the day, you put it into production, like there has to be accountability for that, right? And like, dude, like you're running systems that like could potentially kill people.
One last topic that I want to touch on, spirituality. What are I see that you're a spiritual guy. I see it in your videos, right? So anything you want to talk about that, your experience, your journey?
I mean, I would say like I'm Catholic by, I guess, like from birth, but never practicing. And then recently have had like a reversion to the Christianity, I would say. So that would be like my spirituality. I was definitely into like, I've gone down like essentially every path when it comes to spirituality. I would say like I've done the new age stuff, which it's kind of a dead end. I've done I don't know. I've done pretty much everything. So Christianity was the one that like definitely resonated with every question I think I've ever had. And studying it very deeply has been the most satisfying and edifying. Sorry, I'm just reading this. What do you mean never practicing? Do you know your words for massing? Yes, I do now. Like this was obviously my childhood. I was never practicing. But I've been going to mass for the past like 2 years plus here now. But yeah, like I think for me, like studying it has been the most amazing rabbit hole because it like never ends. I would say like God is like the infinite rabbit hole that just continually increases in depth, and it's never ending. So that's what I would say about it. I think that obviously like my injury played a massive, it was kind of like at 20 years old, you think you're a infallible being, which you very quickly realize that you're not. And you start to think about like what all of this is. Mm-hmm. What is the point of all of this? Am I going to be here one day? Am I not? Obviously, like you start to think about thinking about like your end at 20 years old is something a lot of people don't do. So I don't know. I was kind of slapped in the face with it. Mm-hmm. And for me, that kind of opened up the door to so much more, I would say. Actually, in the book, I'll give you a little snippet from the book. But when I was airlifted off of the mountain, they give you one of the things that the drugs that they give you on the helicopter as they airlift you off the mountain is ketamine. Mm-hmm. And I had essentially like I would say my first like spiritual experience in that my consciousness like left my body, mm-hmm. and I was still but I was still there, and I started to. I think that was the immediate question mark for me is like, what is consciousness? Like, what is the soul? And I started to see like what are people talking about from 2,000 years ago, and I started to like that was like the introduction to the God pill, I would say. And from there, it's just been kind of a search and a study ever since, I would say. So, okay. Yeah, where do thoughts come from? That's a good question. I mean, honestly, I would say I think that like thoughts are a universal concept. Like I think that you're almost a receiver or an antenna for thoughts, and you can tune into that which is the infinite and actually be kind of guided by that, I would say.
Or you can be influenced by, lower things that are around as well, right?
Very true. Yeah, very true. I don't know, man. Like it is like it's the human condition, I would say. Like I think that for me has been like everybody I feel like has a universal purpose, I would say. Like I would say that everybody's purpose is infinitely the same. I would say that is I would make the argument that is sainthood. Is what the Christian tradition would call sainthood. In that you are meant to live this existence in the glorification of that which is the infinite, I would say, that which is God. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a trip, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't know where you sit on the
religion side of things, the religious side of things. I was an atheist, and then I did drugs, alcohol, and my life was pretty bad, pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I couldn't quit drinking. I couldn't quit alcohol.
Yeah.
And then God helped me quit, and I haven't drank ever since. I'm not Catholic. I'm not Christian. I don't know what I am, to be honest with you. Something that I think about all the time, and that we discuss with my wife, and something that I heard, before or somewhere else, is we try to limit the unlimited, right? Something that creates the universe, which is infinite. We don't even know if the universe is infinite or not. So we try to limit it into human thinking, right? We try to give it a form, a shape, and we try to condition it. We think we understand God. We don't understand the universe. And God created the universe. So I would say it's a pretty complex topic, but definitely there is God out there, because otherwise I wouldn't be here doing this podcast right now. I would be dead by now, or I would be on the streets, injecting heroin, or something. I don't know. Probably dead, or probably in jail somewhere, or pretty sick. But yeah, that there's definitely. I'm not as grateful as I should be, because it took me out of there, and I have forgotten about it. I don't follow it the way that I used to follow it. And I need to, because that's part of feeling alone as well, right? You feel alone, right?
Yeah.
That's a different connection, makes your heart happy, makes you wholesome, right? But if you don't have that connection, you just feel, in this material world, you don't feel good, right? Have you ever experienced that?
I would say that, like we inevitably like start to think like, what is this about? And you start to see that the ideas of materialism don't really hold up when you look at, for example, morality or something like that. And I would 100% agree with your statement about like being grateful, in that being grateful like elevates your heart and your mind to something that is beyond you, I would say. And I think, like, for example, becoming a parent is a huge, like, I don't want to say shortcut, but it's this eye-opening experience, in that like you're not everything, like you're not all that exists. There's so much more, and there's something that's now right in front of your face that's beyond you, that you care about infinitely, right? I think it all goes back to love, and how I would say that love is like how we time travel. Love is how we transcend time and space, because it's something that is this infinite ability, and something that is beyond the four proverbial walls of materialism, or of what we would call, what we would refer to as reality. I would say that like there's that love is like the ultimate reality, I would say.
Yeah.
And from there, like, you start to really, I don't know, you start to live your life in a different way, when that is like the truth that kind of guides you, I suppose. And you start to see like every person that you cross paths with is of infinite value, and the way that you treat others is of infinite consequence. And like everything that you do is kind of like a test, and everything that you say and do is this it's the gladiator thing. Everything we do echoes in eternity. Like, yeah, like I do truly believe that is like the way that we should be living our lives. And even if it wasn't, like, living your life in that way is so much better than the opposite.
Yeah. And I think, personally, I feel that I'm searching in the wrong place. I'm like, okay, so I need to uninstall the browser. I need to uninstall Reddit. I'm trying to optimize my life that way instead of doing what I actually have to do and what helped me in the past, which was connecting back with God. Because if I do that, I know that most of my problems are going to be taken care of, and I can do other things. But I want to do it. I want to be the controller. I cannot, man. I cannot even control what I watch on my phone. But it comes down to that, and I know it. I understand it. But I don't know. It's tough. I say this right now, and it's really positive that we have these type of conversations, because it helps me remind about all this and, be more conscious about it. And I just want that to stick in. I just want that to stay in my brain and to be like, man, this is the way. You have to get close to that connection again, because that is the only way. I already tried a lot of different things. None of them work. That is the only one that's going to work. And this is turning out like a religious podcast or something, but I'm not, I'm not trying it to be, but no, just my personal experience.
But I think that what it is that you settle for like a lesser good when you scroll your phone, for example, right? When you realize that the greatest good is beyond that by infinite margin, then you start to see like everything that we potentially get addicted to, or everything that we potentially, like we see as good, but they're not actually the greatest good. It is something that, like, why would we even look to that anymore? You know what I mean? Like, and in the Christian tradition, that would be like sin, right? So like the big one for the phone for young men, for example, is lust. Very easy to sin in that way, right? And it's not because that is like that's actually just a lesser good than what is love, right? So, and I mean, like, this is an infinite gap, but you know what I'm saying? So like, you succumb to something that's just a lower thing than you are meant for, right? And there's a video that I made recently where you're meant for perfection. You're meant for this. And I put this here, but I mean infinitely so. And as such, when you succumb to sin, you are shooting lower than what your potential is. And your potential is so much higher, right? At least that's something that I need to think about more often. And I think that is the way out, right? Like it's in noticing that your purpose is sainthood. Your purpose is perfection, right?
Yeah.
Can you get there?
Yeah.
Only by the grace of God. But
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. The superior taste, right? Because it's different, man. And I don't know how to get back to it. It's work, right? Because you know what you have to do, but you don't do it. I know what I have to do. I don't do it. I'm lazy. I'd rather,
bro,
go to
Reddit. Bible verse.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
it is.
I read another book, a book from India. That's the one that helped me connect, with God, let's say that way. And and I know what I have to do, but I don't do it. I just rather waste time doing inferior hobbies and inferior things that are not gonna take me anywhere. Uploading a video that is just gonna be watched by 1,000 people and then just gonna die. Yeah. Rather than doing something that is actually going to help me. So, I don't know, maybe Luke Smith is the answer. Someone said it in chat, right? So just leave everything behind, go to the woods and meditate. I don't know what he does. Pray to God, whatever. Man, I don't know. But
become an Orthodox Christian, I think is what is the path that he took. Yeah. And I mean, like, there's something to be said about it. I think that I don't know. It's like what are we searching for on the internet, right? What are you searching for?
Honestly, I want stability for my family. I want this to become some sort of income. I want to be independent. I don't want to depend on a company anymore. Because especially nowadays, man, you have a job and then the next day you're like, let go. There's a database administrator at my work right now that did a mistake that should have not done and laid off. Just like that. So I don't want to depend on a job. I don't know. When you get fired of a job, it affects you, and you don't feel capable. It does really affect you. You don't feel capable anymore. And I don't know. That's my goal, make this my source of income to support my family pretty much. But maybe I'm just looking in the wrong place. Maybe this is not the answer, tough. I don't know.
I think the thing is that like everybody associates their value with a job, and everybody's psyoped into thinking that that is like their purpose or like their value. And inevitably, like your purpose and value is infinite and much larger than that. And this is just coming from a fun employed guy to an employed guy or something like that. But I don't know, man. I've thought about it. It's like, what does everybody ask you the first thing that you meet somebody? It's like, what do you do? It's like, we place so much value on that. And what we actually should be placing value on is like, how close are you to sainthood? Like, like how close are we to, like seeing each other in heaven type of thing? And that's really where we should be looking, I would say. And from there, it's like, how do we get each other to heaven? How do we all go there? How do we all, how do we treat each other? How do we build communities around that shared vision? And I think that we had it at one point in history, and we've kind of lost it. And that's a good point in the chat. Yeah. There's a Benedictine monastic tenet of ora et labora. So essentially work and praying, and how you work is how you pray. So like everything that you do is a prayer. Everything you do is sacramental. Yeah, exactly. Like this life is sacred. Everything that you do is sacred. How you raise a child is sacred. How you wash the dishes can be sacred. And like if you do it for the infinite good, if you do it for the glorification of God, like you're doing it right.
That is what my wife says. That's what my wife says. She tells me, don't do the videos because of your ego. Don't do them for you. Dedicate the videos to God. Yeah. And I'm like, I know that I have to do it. I don't know how to do it. And I don't know if I want to do it. I want my ego. This is me, the Gigalord, but I want the credit.
No, dude.
I don't want...
No, dude. Man. Yeah, I think that is the thing. And I mean, it's obviously the egoic, like, and it's the thing of human nature, right? It's like, I did this. But there was one time I sat down for dinner and I broke down into tears. And the reason for it is that I thought to myself, I didn't do any of this. Like this meal that I'm eating today, I didn't do any of this. Sure, maybe I made the money to purchase the groceries or whatever. My wife had made the meal, but there's a farmer involved that raised the vegetables or the meat or whatever. And from there's an infinite regress essentially to the creator himself. And I was like, I don't do anything. It's not even, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even, when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, I didn't create me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even, you know what I'm saying? It's a huge change in my view of the world, and that like, I've always been that egoic, like it was me that overcame my injury. It wasn't. Like, I didn't do any of that. The fact that I'm walking today is a shot of dumb luck, but it's not. Like, it's something way more than that, right? And from there, everything kind of shifts, and it's like, I'm not even going to talk anymore. It's going to be just me, hopefully, saying what needs to be said through, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of it's so interesting to me, because when you start living life that way, you start to see that like you could be so much more than you are if you just like let go of the wheel and like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. But you're more connected to your feminine side now. Well, we have to.
Maybe.
We have to, man. We have to be connected more to our feminine side. But I'm way too disconnected from that higher power right now. And I'm connected to all this material crap, phone, computer, just, worthless stuff. And that's the tricky part for me. How do I tune in again to that, frequency that I know that is going to guide me, or guide my life in a better way? That's the difficult part for me, because like I said, we're talking about this right now, and I'm like, when I go downstairs, I will go and tell my wife, I figure it out. I'm going to connect back to God and I'm gonna start giving her the speech, and she's gonna be like, oh man, again.
This again. I'm laughing at the comments. Somebody's like, this worthless stuff, that toucan was $300. That was hilarious. 100%, man. I think it's, I don't know. I think it is just praying. But it's just like,
and the distraction.
It's shutting off.
Because these devil devices from the devil, right?
Yes.
The
satanic device.
The devil.
Yeah.
So they disconnect us more and more and more, right? So I gotta start somewhere, and I don't know where I'll start, man. But I don't know, maybe we'll meet again and I'm just gonna be in the same place. At least I'm doing exercise right now. You have to start taking care of yourself, right? So I'm going step by step, physical activity. I'm starting with that. Now, need to focus the mind, the soul, the body is getting there, but I need to work on my mind, soul, the rest of the stuff.
I think in my book, I mean, this is, I don't want to say self-help stuff, but like it starts with physical activity, because you start to see that you can like move your body, and like that becomes a thing that like you can gain momentum in, right? And you start to see that like I can control this, right? I can at least like do this. But then like you start to do it and say like, I'm doing this because I want to glorify the creator. I want to actually like show my physical potential, for example. And then from there, it's like, okay, there's obviously a mind. There's obviously something that we can do here and make that more focused and tuned towards the infinite. And I think it is honestly like shutting off, and just like it's shutting off and tuning in. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I mean, I have to remind myself of this, because like I do not do this all the time either, right? It's something that I need to do more of. In that it's like, I would say that that's the answer, is just shut off and tune in.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Great conversation, man. Great conversation.
Brother, it's always good. It's always a pleasure. So thank you guys so much for all the chats here too, and the questions.
Any final words that you want to say before we wrap it up? You have the final saying.
Oh, the final saying. Use Emacs, find God. And I think they lead to each other. So
yeah. All right, Josh. Right, chat. See you, man.
Cheers, brother.